Hey, what's going on? My name is TJ Jones, host of the State of the Saints podcast. And on this edition, we're going to be talking about Saints defensive end Cam Jordan. And is this his final year in New Orleans? And also, if you ever got the speech from your mama, your grandmama, or your auntie, don't touch nothing and don't ask for nothing before you went into that store, then you know where I'm at.
Thank you for listening to my daddy's podcast. Please subscribe to our channel.
All I got to say is, who that? What's up, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, Timothy J. Jones. And yes, I am the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And thank you so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. Really do appreciate your time. And as you file in, I ask that you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate everyone that has joined here tonight. We're doing this live, and it's been a minute since I've done a live show, and honestly, there hasn't been much to talk about when it comes to the New Orleans Saints. I guess I could have pulled some shows out, and talked about a few things, but I don't feel like it would have been genuine. Y'all know how I roll, man. I honestly don't care what's really going on. I'm not going to give it to you the way that I feel is in a passionate way. I'm not going to do a show. But this episode, I felt like it was necessary because we're talking about a great New Orleans Saint player, not only a great New Orleans Saint player, but a great NFL player, and that is Cam Jordan. Cam Jordan going into year number 15, and there are so many comments about Cam Jordan that have been said among Saints fans, among prognosticators, et cetera, about Cam Jordan and his football career, how long he can do it. Before we even talk about any of that, you got to give credit to Cam Jordan. Cam Jordan came to the New Orleans Saints in 2011, and the player that he is now, that wasn't the player that I'm pretty sure the Saints expected him to be. He wasn't a guy that was getting sack after sack when he was at the University of California. He was mostly good in run support, and I'm pretty sure the Saints kind of looked at him in that regard. But, years later, Cam Jordan is one of the best, if not the best, New Orleans Saint of all time. Now, you got to eliminate Drew Brees when you're having this conversation, but he's definitely in the top three when it comes to the greatest New Orleans Saint of all time. So you got to give him credit in that regard. But, as time goes on and as we realize that the NFL is a young man's game, you have to start asking a question about the older guard. And this has been something that the Who That Nation has been talking about when it comes to a lot of these older players on the team, not just Cam, but Tyrann Mathieu and Demario Davis. How long can these guys do it at a high level? And, Cam Jordan was on Nightcap, and Terron Armstead, shouts out to T-Stead. He's actually substituting for the host, Chad Ochocinco and Shannon Sharp, and has been doing a really good job, man. I'm really impressed at Terron Armstead, man. Terron Armstead is very entertaining, and, he seems like he's a natural at the podcasting game. But Cam Jordan was a guest on, the podcast Nightcap, and they talked about a plethora of things, a lot of stuff. But one thing in particular came up, and that was Cam Jordan continuing his career, after year 15. Can he see himself playing beyond that? And I thought this was very, very interesting. This is what he said.
People ask me, like, year 15, how many more you got left in you? I was like, I can play 3. I can get to year 17.
How many are you going?
15, 16, 17. I can get to year 17, but I need the perfect storm to come up. Like, there's things that I need to see.
Does a bad season, a losing season by the Saints affect your decision to play a 16th year? We know you're getting ready for 15.
No, no, not at all. There's things that I have set in my mind. If I don't like what I see, or if I don't like, whatever happened last year, I can't do 3 more years of that. That's stressful. Losing is stressful.
Bro, man, faster, bro. No lie.
Losing was like, you really start looking like, I got to do this. Like, winning, you can 10, 12, 13, 14 wins in the season. Winning, you like, that was it? That's the season?
For sure.
Man, can I get that again?
Promise. That's a fact.
Bro, it took till Drew left for me to figure out. Look, I thought a losing season was 7-9. I was like, damn, man, like we didn't break 500. We didn't even break 500. We got to get that revenge year. I done officially gone 4 years without playoffs, big fella. This shit is. This might be my natural color now. Like this is stressful.
Yeah. So Cam and Terron, they kind of joked about it, but. I want people to pay close attention to, Cam Jordan, when he was talking, he chunked up the deuce, basically saying if things continue to be the way that they are, he's going to leave. And it's well within his rights to even consider that. I'm not mad at Cam Jordan. Like, if people want to get upset and be mad at Cam Jordan for not wanting to be, a part of something that constantly fails over and over again and has failed, over the last 4 years, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, because this guy has given everything to the city of New Orleans, rather it's in the community, on the football field. He has given his all, and it's up to the New Orleans Saints organization to do right by this man, which is put a formidable team around him in order for him to be able to play out his final days and actually be playing for something. If Cam Jordan was to leave after the 2025 season and he goes to a contender, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at Cam Jordan trying to chase after a ring. If Cam Jordan leaves the New Orleans Saints and they say he signed with the Kansas City Chiefs or the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm not mad at that, because when you have been great as long as he has, you want to leave very little doubt. Like, there's very little doubt in our minds when it comes to Cam Jordan and where he belongs when it comes to some of the greats to play his position. Like, he belongs in a Hall of Fame, no doubt about it. But the one thing that could really solidify him is a championship. Him having an opportunity to go to a Super Bowl and try to win himself a Lombardi trophy. And if he does that, then he would be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But we all know how this goes sometimes. Like, if you're not a Cowboy or a Steeler or Eagle or one of these well-known, real popular, rating-moving franchises, then all of a sudden, like, you don't matter, right? You find yourself not being a first ballot. You probably would go after your 3rd year or your 4th year eligibility. But I tell you this, if after this season, if number 9 Drew Brees is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, you can throw the whole entire Hall of Fame in the trash. Okay, I don't care. Small market, big market, medium-sized market, do belong in the Hall of Fame. And that's the way I feel about Cam Jordan. But look, you shouldn't even want Cam Jordan to be mixed up in this nonsense, this tomfoolery going on. If you cannot put a respectable product on the field. Now, everybody is basically reserving their judgment to this entire season reveals itself. But, if the Saints end up looking like how some of these, predictions and all these reports are coming out talking about they're gonna be the worst team in the league. If they look like that, then I would want Cam Jordan to go somewhere else. I would want Demario Davis to go somewhere else to try to at least compete and get that Lombardi trophy so they can really solidify themselves as some of the top players of their position throughout their era. So not mad at that at all, man. And I just, I think that he deserves better. I think Saints fans deserve better, but when you put together a career, a resume that Cam Jordan has, Cam Jordan throughout his career, he's played in 226 games, 225 starts. Did you hear what I said? He played in 226 games, 225 starts. The man only missed one freaking game, and that was due to COVID. Total tackles, 716. He had 462 solo, 254 assisted, 121 and a half sacks, 15 forced fumbles, 11 fumble recoveries, 3 interceptions, and 1 defensive touchdown in his career. This man deserves to go somewhere and try to compete for a championship. And if you have an issue with that, then something is clearly wrong with you, because we know that this guy deserves to at least compete and try to, go to a team that's going to, have a chance of winning the Super Bowl. All right, but let me go ahead and read some of your comments here. Says, is everything safe in South Carolina? Jules, as far as I know, everything's safe. I was out there earlier today. It rained a little bit, but nothing really too much to report, man. Where I'm at is pretty cool, man. Nothing really going on. I'm good. There's nothing really to report. I mean, it's been raining over the last couple of days. It started raining on Saturday, but it's just been on and off, man. There's nothing too serious going on here in South Carolina. I know that tropical storm is out there, but it hasn't really affected this area too much. TJ, Aaron said hello. He started his Saints podcast back up. Well, it's good to hear, man. Black and Gold Breakdown Podcast. Yeah, man. Shouts out to Aaron. It's good to know that he's starting that thing back up. And ain't nothing wrong with, hitting the reset button. I've thought about that on several occasions and have done it on several occasions, man. You just want to make sure that you're putting together your best work. And I know that Aaron's going to do an outstanding job, man. Looking forward to seeing his commentary throughout the year, and good luck to him, man. And good luck to him. Glad to see him back out here in the podcasting game. Let's see, TJ. That Strutzman kid and Quincy Riley are said to be making an impression in camp. Well, look, I don't know how much Quincy Riley has made I don't know how much of an impact he's made, because he ain't been out there. He ain't been there. So I mean, I just think that it's just the mystique. The abilities, the skill set, the abilities that he has individuals, thinking about the possibilities. But Danny Strutzman, to me, I think that he can be a solid linebacker. I mean, to what degree, we'll see, but he's one of those guys that I feel like if he starts to put in the work, he'll be a fan favorite just because of his personality alone. You might be giving the Falcons luck in 2025 with that outfit. Well, look, I mean, look, they're not the only people that wear, the red and black, man. They ain't the only ones. I got on some Chicago Bulls shorts right now, but the colors that I decided to select for the gumbo pot is, red and black. So just got my, just trying to represent my brand over here too. So as always, forget the Falcons when we talking about here on the State of the Saints podcast. You could believe that. Wouldn't be surprised if Cam and Demario end up retiring after the season. I don't know if they're gonna retire. I don't see neither one of them retiring. Maybe moving on to another team. Yeah. Retiring? No. I think Cam will end up in the Hall of Fame someday. Oh, absolutely. Like, if he don't end up in the Hall of Fame, like, something is wrong. This man has been one of the best defensive ends of his generation. So he definitely deserves it. He should be a first ballot Hall of Fame. I mean, I would not accept anything other than first ballot for Cam Jordan. If they do not put Cam Jordan in the Hall of Fame, after, his first year eligibility. Something wrong. Clearly, something is wrong. TJ, what he said is basically why real fans feel the way we do about tanking. Man, forget that. Consistently losing is for the birds, dirty birds, especially for a question mark player. Absolutely. When I look at it, man, I'm like, man, I ain't trying to lose nothing. Like, I don't understand what some of these Saints fans feel like they're gonna gain from that. Like Garrett Nussmeier, I already told y'all, I'm not a fan of Garrett Nussmeier. I look, I know he's the quarterback at LSU, but I don't think he's that good. I don't think that he's that good. Maybe this could be like that year where it's kind of like how it was with Joe Burrow. Like Joe Burrow, junior year, he looked kind of up and down, and then all of a sudden the light came on, he just became an undeniable beast. But I don't see that in Garrett Nussmeier. Garrett Nussmeier reminds me of Derek Carr. Like, to me, he plays the game like Derek Carr, makes bonehead decisions from time to time like Derek Carr. Like, I don't understand what everybody's fascination is about Garrett Nussmeier. I don't. Other than the fact that, Joe Burrow won the Heisman. Oh, Jaden Daniels won the Heisman. So it's only right that the light gonna come on for Garrett Nussmeier. I don't think that he's that good. Garrett Nussmeier is not the best quarterback in his draft class. Lenore Sellers is better than him. Quarterback from Penn State is better than him. I just don't see it. I don't understand the fascination of Garrett Nussmeier. That's all I've been hearing from Saints fans. Like, man, if we get the first pick overall, we can get Nussmeier. Y'all can keep him. Not impressed. Not impressed with him at all. Y'all just love those LSU players. Y'all just look beyond all of their imperfections. Just because Joe Burrow did it, just because Jaden Daniels did it, don't mean Garrett Nussmeier did it. I don't see greatness in Garrett Nussmeier. I see substandard quarterback play. I see questionable quarterback play. I see probably a solid starter in NFL, but probably ain't gonna win you nothing. That's what I see in Garrett Nussmeier. Until I'm proven otherwise. Not a fan. Not a fan. He is not. To me, he's not even on the level of Jaden Daniels or Joe Burrow. Like, argue with your mama. He's not that good from what I seen. In big games, in some of the biggest games that you can play in, dude shrinks. Don't play his best football. So what he said is why real Saints fans, we talk about tanking, losing is for the birds. Thank you, Keno. I think I already read that, man. Sorry you have to, put it in the comments again, man. I appreciate that. Man, I'm not trying to lose. I don't see how some fans want to lose. That's because they losers. They got the loser mind frame. Not they're a loser in life, but they got the loser mind frame. Like, I don't understand what you gain from tanking. Name a team that gains something from tanking. Like, I don't get it, man. Like, people, like, even with this, right? Think about this. Okay, so a couple years ago, the Houston Texans, they had their final game of the season, right? And Lovie Smith was their head coach. And all the Houston Texans fans wanted to see them lose because if they lost, they would have got the first overall pick in the draft. Follow me. So Lovie Smith pretty much knew that he was a dead man coaching at the time, and the team loved Lovie. So they went out there and they won one for their coach one final time. They won. Houston Texans fans were up in arms. Man, I can't believe they won that football game. What would they gain from winning that football game? Man, this don't make no sense. Blah, 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 blah. Right? We need to tank. So, the up-and-coming NFL draft, we all know how it went, right? The Carolina Panthers selected Bryce Young, and the Houston Texans select C.J. Stroud. Now, what if the Houston Texans would have selected Bryce Young over C.J. Stroud? Now, as a Saints fan, you should be elated. You should be elated that happened, because C.J. Stroud would have been your problem for the next 12 years in Carolina. But all I'm saying is, if they would have tanked and would have got Bryce Young over C.J. Stroud, then you would have had the struggles of Bryce Young, and you would have had the stellar play in Carolina for C.J. Stroud. But it worked out for him because they didn't decide to tank the final game of the season. You do not gain anything from tanking. You don't. You don't. there is not like there is nothing in history that I've seen that maybe I say maybe 2 or 3 instances maybe that I seen a team tank and it worked out in their favor. One team was the Dallas Cowboys when the Dallas Cowboys traded away Herschel Walker to the Minnesota Vikings, right? And they stockpiled draft picks, and they end up getting Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith and Mike Irvin and all those other cats, and got a really good offensive line, and they won 3 Super Bowls out the deal. But you rarely ever see when tanking actually works, and it just basically just transforms a franchise. Like I don't see that. I don't see tanking as a way of bettering your franchise. It's rather you got some good front office people that can get you out of obscurity, or you don't. So why do you want to tank? I don't understand that. Why do Saints fans want to tank? I'm not trying to tank nothing. Like you want to stockpile draft picks, you want to try to get guys that you feel like gonna make your team better. But man, if you utilize the draft correctly and do your due diligence, you still can get yourself out of this situation without having to subject your fan base or your team to a losing season. I'm not with it, man. I don't see a person. I don't see a human being that it can come to the New Orleans Saints organization in 2026 that can save it from anything. Like the Saints going to have to build this thing up, man. Tearing it down from the studs, as they say, is not going to cut it. And if you got that mind frame, then, man, you might need to change it. It's a brand new season. You don't know what this season might end up being. But, the pessimism of some, it just baffling, man. Like, turn off the Monday morning quarterback. We get it. We get it. For future references, TJ, don't forget about Mackenzie's donut shop if you can find that picture. Hey, man, look, coming soon. Coming soon. Coming soon. No to Nussmeyer. Look, I'm not saying this couldn't be a magical year for him. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed with what I've seen out of Garrett Nussmeyer. Dude is not that good to me. He's not. Like we hold our state legends in such high regards that we don't sometimes see their imperfections. How some people may look at the situation is they look at Joe Burrow, they look at Jaden Daniels, and they just think, oh, Bob, just pure skill and the way things have been going at LSU, he should be better. He should be just like them. But that's just not the case. I don't see it, man. I don't see it. Like, you can't look at Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, and think Garrett Nussmeyer is that, because I don't see it. I do not see it. Maybe you do, but I don't. I watched Garrett Nussmeyer in some big time football games, and I seen him fold like a cheap tent. I seen him make some bad decisions. I seen him put the ball in harm's way. I'm good on Garrett Nussmeyer until he showed me that he can win in a big time moment, in a big time game consistently. Ain't happening. Not a fan. Not like how some people are. TJ did the freak make first ballot. Talking about Randy Moss? Yeah. Yeah, he was first ballot. Yeah, man. Yeah, he definitely. Now, if he didn't, then there's something seriously wrong with that. Clearly, man, something wrong with that. And also, it says you tank and players end up a bust, wasted season. Pretty much, Keno. Thank you very much for the $2. But yeah, man, look, I'm not trying to tank. What are we tanking for? What are you tanking for? Is what I'm saying. I be hearing people, man, we need to tank. We need to tank for Arch. Like, come on, man. Lovie Smith was trying to get revenge on the Bears because the Bears fired Lovie back in 2012 at the 10-6 record. Yeah, I mean, that could be the case. But at the same time, I mean, those players had to be motivated. And you have to think about this, man. I mean, final game of the season, nothing to play for. You go out there, you end up getting hurt. Then, you're going to have to cancel those plans to, in Cancun, right? because now you got to get surgery and rehab, you know, and some guys might take it easy, but they went out there and they played. They went out there and played, and they won the football game. Regardless of what the motivation was, they won. And because of that, they got C.J. Stroud. So while fans were sitting up there all up in arms and calling the Houston sports radio stations, talking about how crazy the players was and how stupid the organization is for allowing themselves to win that final game, I bet you none of them will call back again and say I was wrong. Because you got C.J. Stroud, the best quarterback in that draft. But they don't want to talk about that. No TJ the Freak, Javon Curtin. Nah, he's not in the Hall of Fame. I thought you were talking about Randy Moss. You know, Randy Moss, they call him the Freak too. But nah, he's not in the Hall of Fame. Well, how many weeks do you give your young quarterback before you need to think about potentially drafting Arch Manning? I'm not thinking about drafting Arch Manning at all. That's the way I look at it. Like, if you're thinking about drafting Arch Manning, then you just missed the ball, because you need to be focused on trying to make these quarterbacks that you have in your room better. That is what you need to be focused on. Like, sitting up there, you know, evaluating these guys, and, you know, they play good one week and might not look the best the next week, and then all of a sudden now we don't want them no more. Like, young quarterbacks are going to go through the motions. Like, sometimes you're going to see outliers like Jaden Daniels and C.J. Stroud have crazy rookie seasons. Throw Cam Newton off in that thing, right? You're going to see these guys have crazy rookie years, and then all of a sudden, like, that becomes a standard, and it is not. Go look at the numbers. Look at the statistics of young quarterbacks coming into the league and finding success right away. I guarantee you there are more young quarterbacks that have a time struggling, trying to figure out what's going on in the NFL. They'll probably have way more of them going through the motions than they do outliers like Jaden Daniels. But of course, Jaden Daniels is highlighted. Cam Newton was highlighted. C.J. Stroud was highlighted. So all of a sudden, that becomes an exception to the rule. And if you listen to these, you know, prognosticators on these shows, like talking about, oh, this is the next big thing. What are we witnessing right now? All for the sake of ratings. Then you might find yourself believing that every quarterback that comes in needs to look like that. I'm not expecting Tyler Shuck to look like Jaden Daniels, and neither should you. If he does, man, what a pleasant surprise that would be. I don't think anybody would be upset with that. If Spencer Rattler, the light comes on and he looks like how Jalen Hurts looked in his second year, what a pleasant surprise. But those things don't often occur. Guys have to figure things out. Like, we try to rush the process, and sometimes, man, we got to let it marinate sometimes. So I'm not looking at that. Look, what makes it so special when we're talking about Jaden Daniels, what makes it so special is it doesn't happen all the time. If every quarterback came in looking like Jaden Daniels, fresh out of college, how impressive would that be? Looking like Joe Burrow, how impressive would that be? It wouldn't be. Because you would just expect every quarterback that comes from college to the pros to look like that. It just doesn't happen that way. That's why you shouldn't just throw away your rookie quarterback because he probably struggled his first year. He has to figure it out. Some guys hit the ground running, and some guys, it takes them a couple years to do it. I mean, Josh Allen wasn't the Josh Allen we see now. He won league MVP, but when he first got into the league, man, Josh Allen was just basically running outside the pocket, hurling over people's head, and had a big arm. He could throw the ball 60 yards down the field. But as time goes on, he became polished. He had quarterback coaches that he worked with, got himself better. So now he's a really good all-around quarterback. You gotta let it marinate sometime. I know we live in this world of instant gratification. We want instant gratification right now. This guy, I want him to be the best right now. Wide receiver, I want him to have 100 catches right now. If he's a defensive end, I need him to have double-digit sacks right now. Like, it doesn't always work like that. Guys have to go through a process. The NFL is a hard league, man. That's the reason why there's only a handful of guys that actually make it. Think about how many players play on a collegiate level, and think about how many of those players are going to play in the NFL for a long period of time. So all I'm saying is, like, look at the numbers, do your research. Don't just look at a few quarterbacks that have been exceptions to the rule and think that that's the standard, because it is not. So I'm not looking if Tyler Shuck doesn't look like the best young quarterback that I've ever seen in my life. I'm not looking at Arch Manning to come in, or Garrett Nussmeier, or Drew Aller, or Lenore Sellers. Like, I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at how can this guy get better? Is it salvageable? Because it may not be as bad. He might have some struggles, just like every rookie does. But is it something that, you know, he can probably get over, get better at? Maybe when the game slows down for him. Like, we quick to like ball people up because we feel like they not it. You got Saints fans out here right now that have like the patience of a high school teacher, you know, when it comes to like these players, because they don't like them anyway. They didn't want them anyway. You still got sour grape Saints fans out here still mad that the team didn't get Shadur Sanders. So all of a sudden you're taking out on Tyler Shuck. Man, we should have got Shadur. Look, that ship has sailed. It sailed. It sails, folks. Like, there is no DeLorean that can go back into, you know, the past and change the situation. There is none. Tyler Shuck is your quarterback. You should want him to succeed. But once again, you got people that are sour grape Saints fans that want to see this guy fail. So it can be something that's minimal that he did. That can be easily fixed. They're going to amplify it because they want to be justified in their, I guess, their resentment towards the guy. But he's not going anywhere. So you should want him to succeed. You should want him to succeed. So no, I'm not looking at none of them quarterbacks. I'm not looking at no Garrett Nussmeier. I'm not looking at no Drew Aller. I'm not looking at no Lenore Sellers. I ain't looking at none of those quarterbacks, man. If that, like, if we talking about week 17 and this man got 25, 26 picks and about 11, like, okay, maybe we can have a conversation then. But man, they never threw a pass in the National Football League yet, and we already writing them off and talking about what next quarterback we can get. I hate teams that fire coaches after 1 year. Well, it depends on the situation. It depends. Right? I mean, when it comes to Urban Meyer, I mean, I can understand. I understand why they fired old Herb, man. Herb, he just wasn't ready for the pros, man. I mean, it just seemed like, you know, he just wasn't ready for the pros. Right? I mean, there's a couple of coaches, you know, I can understand too, you know, but yeah, I mean, I do feel like if you have a coach that you have, you know, vetted and did your research on and brought him in for interviews, and, you know, it probably don't work out the first year, you know, you got to ask yourself, like, why did it happen? Was it because the players didn't buy in? Was it because of the infrastructure? Was it because of, you know, you not having enough money? Like, what was it? What was it? So, yeah, I think it depends on the situation. I just think that some teams may get a little fire happy, you know, but, you know, you got to have patience sometimes. But, you know, it depends on the market, because we all know that some of these fans are just, man, they just relentless, man. They just relentless. Dang, ain't even get a notification you was live. I don't know why, man. Make sure you hit that bell for notifications, man. Make sure that when you subscribe, you hit the bell too, so you can be able to be notified. And sometimes, you know, when you know, I end up like creating the live stream, you know, if I'm doing it and I'm about to go live in 10 minutes, maybe it doesn't necessarily like shoot out as many notifications. See, I noticed the forecast of South Carolina. I've been praying. Yeah, man, it's been a little rough out here, you know, but like I said, all in all, everything's been okay so far. I'm just saying Arch is more a generational talent than what you have now. Also, Arch equals more primetime games. The NFL loves the Manning, so you know some questionable ref calls will go the Saints' way. Look, man, Could he be a generational talent? He could be, but I gotta see it. Right now, when I look at Arch Manning, all I see is the back of his jersey, and that's what giving him his credibility. Yeah, he made a few throws at Texas, but I need to see it. I need to see it, man. I'm not one of those people that just, oh man, he just the best thing since sliced toast bread, man. Y'all need to buy, like, man, you got to show me. All right, you got to show me. I'm not saying that he can't be great. I'm just saying I haven't seen it. And until I see something that, you know, that I can feel like I can build a case on, only thing that Arch has going for him is his last name right now to me. Like, I know he has a skill set. I know he has ability. I know he has confidence and all that other stuff, but I need to see it. I need to see it. So, you know, I'm not going to just crown him just because his name is Manning. And that's what a lot of people are doing, because they look at his grandfather, Archie Manning, a Saints legend. They look at Peyton, his uncle, and Eli, you know, two Super Bowl championships two Super Bowl championships each. And, you know, people like, okay, he's a Manning, so he's going to be good. Okay, we'll see. I'm just not one of those people, man. Like I'm not just jumping on nobody hype train because it's just the I guess the standard or whatever. Like show me that you worth it. Honestly, TJ, in my opinion, some who that's are spoiled by the Breeze Peyton era. I ain't scared to say that. I mean, yeah, they are, because a lot of them don't really understand football outside of that. Like they haven't really witnessed or experienced any type of like football outside of that. And I'm not saying that because I'm questioning anybody's like football acumen or nothing like that. I'm just saying there's a generation that has not experienced this long span of hardship like they have over the last 4 seasons. Some of you have come to the Who Dat Nation at a time where the Saints were riding high and the credibility of the Saints was like respectable, right? And it's not your fault. Like it's hard for you to experience or understand something that you don't know anything about. And yeah, I mean, if the only thing that you can really truly compare it to is success, like I can understand why some of them are upset. If you like in your late 20s, early 30s, all you remember is like Drew Brees and Sean Payton out there just dialing it up, and the Saints lighting up the scoreboard and, you know, winning consistently. Like that's all you really know. So these last 4 years, man, it's like the Great Depression. It's like the stock market crash of 29. And you can't get upset at some of these Saints fans for feeling the way that they do, right? I mean, because this is hard times for them. This is their 1993, right? This is their like mid-90s Saints era. So yeah, I mean, what you can't, you know, I can't fault them for something that they know nothing about. Like you can't say, man, back in my day, like, yeah, but they can't relate because they wasn't a part of your era. So now I can understand that, you know, I can understand, but at the same time, man, like wanting to fail, like I can't get down with that though. No, hell no. Arch is just as unproven, just like Shuck. Look, man, all I'm saying is I just feel like it's just hypocrisy of the highest order, man. I just do. I just do, man. Some of y'all some hypocrites. Yeah, I just said that because the same folks that was out here talking about Shadir Sanders and why the Saints don't need to get him, man, he ain't even that good. The only reason why he good, anybody saying anything about him because his name's Sanders. The same thing with Arch Manning. The same thing. Like there's no large body of collegiate work. There's only little sprinkles of mop-up duty. When Quinn Ewers was hurt or, you know, wasn't playing. Like it's only little mop-up duty. But that's good enough for some of y'all. Y'all ready to crown and anoint him after not really seeing a full body of work. I feel like that is hypocrisy. Because my question to you is, On what grounds? On what grounds are you planting this flag? So if you're sitting here saying Shedeur Sanders is only where he is because of his dad, what's your explanation? What's your explanation for Arch Manning? So you can say, oh man, this is a no-brainer. He's a first round draft pick, first pick overall. Why? Because his name is Manning. Hypocrisy of the highest order. And like I said, I know Shedeur Sanders isn't on the Saints team, so it has really, it's pretty pointless to basically, talk about the what ifs, but at the end of the day, the hypocrisy of some of these Saints fans. How on one hand can you say that is nepotism is the reason why this person has been thrust into the spotlight and just completely just act oblivious to why this individual over here. I mean, I don't know. It's nepotism on both sides, okay? You can't say it's nepotism here, but it ain't come on, man. His last name is Manning, and that's the reason why everybody hyping him up right now. But when Shedeur Sanders, when his last name was Sanders, people hyping him up, you're rolling your eyes. It can't have it both ways. What's there to be scared of? I don't know. I guess failure, but I mean, Saints been looking pretty bad over the last couple of years. Swagman bags. Exactly. Some of these Saints fans are delusional. They just want players went to LSU or because family members are football stars. I hate to say it. Just try and upset anyone because of race card. Look, man, I don't know if it got anything to do with race. Maybe with some folk. I ain't saying it with everybody. Get in where you fit in. I always say that, right? I never, I never take shots at anybody that, don't feel a certain way. If I don't feel a certain way about something, guess what? It ain't gonna bother me. So at the end of the day, some people feel like maybe it is nepotism. I mean, I see people of my complexion, criticizing and saying that Shedeur Sanders wasn't it. I mean, it ain't just a color thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I see a lot of people saying the same thing of different walks of life. But all I'm saying is, like, you cannot say that Arch Manning is the second coming. And, he ain't played a game. He ain't consistently played football games in college football. And then on the other hand, you basically crying nepotism when it comes to Shedeur Sanders because, basically the same thing right now. Man, when are you going to open up the phone lines? I got something to say about this quarterback stuff. Why not? Why not, man? I can take a few calls here tonight. So I open up the phone lines, man. Feel free to chime in. Tell me what you got to say. Got some time. We was talking about Cam Jordan, man. This is final act. Could this be Cam Jordan's final year in New Orleans? Not in the NFL, because I feel like regardless to how the season transpired, let something like just tragically happens to Cam Jordan, like when it comes to injury or something like that, I can't see like Cam retiring, and he's been an Iron Man, so he seems like he's going to be able to retire on his own terms. No, for real, I told you already, TJ, I've been a fan of the Saints since 2006, really 2005, and right now, on the outside looking in, we should have been a rebuild. TJ, Mickey Loomis is the reason why. Yeah, of course, because Mickey Loomis has the patience of Job, and sometimes that can be a good trait, not being so irrational. Thinking about things logically can be beneficial, but when something is clearly in your face, like you can't fight against it, right? And I just think that a lot of times Mickey Loomis sometimes fights against what's obviously in front of him, and he tries to make excuses as to why it's happening. And maybe if I clean this up, maybe if I can do this, like sometimes, man, you just got to cut your losses. I'm not saying every time, but I just think that him trying to keep Dennis Allen around and trying to getting upset that the team the organization ended up deciding to fire him, I just think that wasn't a good move because Dennis Allen was not a good coach. I mean, the players will tell you that. The organization, like, probably people on their side can see that. Fans can see that. Sometimes things are right in front of your face, man. You just got to call a spade a spade. All right, we're gonna go to Jules. Jules, how you doing?
What's up, man? I'm out here in the dark, man. How you doing, man? What's going on, TJ?
I'm doing
You gonna
good,
hear
man.
that? I just want to send you a who dat out there because you don't believe I'm a believer. But look, hopefully y'all make it back to football like soon or fortunately.
Yeah, maybe one day, man. Maybe one
Maybe
day, bro.
one day. Yeah,
We're gonna take it one game at a time, 1 year at a time right now, Jules.
that's right. This year might be the year. You never know.
Yeah, never know, man.
2025.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So
All right.
well, let me ask you this, man. I mean, you got your Baltimore Ravens hat on, and for those that don't know Jules, man, friend of the show, big time Ravens fan. But yeah, man, tell us a little bit about your Ravens, man. I mean, you got Lamar Jackson, you still got Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews. You signed Derrick Henry to an extension. What do you think about your Ravens this year, man? Can they get over the hump?
Hey, Mr. Jones, I'd be thankful making it back to the playoffs this year. That's all I want.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they'll make it back to the playoffs, man. But I think they have a good enough team to try to win it all, man. I think they're gonna be there in the end. Lamar Jackson, I just think he needs that Super Bowl, man. But he gets closer and closer every year. So hopefully this can be the year they can put it all together, man.
Hey, reality would be better.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see, man. You got anything else, bro?
Nothing else, man. Do you have all the callers still in line waiting for you, man? But yeah, keep on real. Keep on keeping it real, TJ, man. Love the show.
All right, man. Appreciate it, Jules, man. I'll holler at you later, man. You have a good
I don't
night.
want to waste any more of your time, but I want to be here live. Thanks for putting me on.
Yeah, man. Always, man. Always. Appreciate it,
I be
man.
blessed.
You too, man. Yeah, shouts out to Jules, man. Jules, he's a Baltimore Raven fan. But he's always extremely supportive, man. Anything that I do, whether it's here on YouTube, on Facebook, any other social media platform, man, the brother always show up, show out, support. So shouts out to him, man. Gonna move on to Keen Arthur. Keen Arthur, how you doing, man?
What's up with you, homie?
Man, nothing much, man. Thanks for chiming in. What you got for us tonight?
Man, I want to hit on something that you said earlier, TJ, about 1993. I was
Yeah.
born in '88, big dog. I think you're like a year or so older than me.
Yeah, I'm 2
But-
years older, same age as my wife. My wife was born in '88. Yep.
Okay. But yeah, like you got a good point when you said the last 4 years is like 29 or 1993 for us.
Right.
Because it was bad. Like a lot of these new Saints fans or young Saints fans, they don't know how bad it really was, bro.
Right.
Between 93 and pre-Drew Brees.
Yeah.
That junk was bad, dog. Like people was going over to the Dallas Cowboys and Green Bay in terms of their fandom because they were so disappointed with the team.
Yep.
But my thing is, we can't have premature buyer's remorse on these players before they even hit the field, bro. You got to give these people an opportunity to show what they got. And if they don't make it pop in the first season, like you said earlier, it's the NFL. It's a transition and it's an adjustment.
Right.
We can't live in instant gratification and then get upset when things don't turn out the way we want it to immediately. That's not rational thinking, bro.
No, it's not. It's not rational thinking, but I feel like a lot of like modern sports fans, it's kind of like it's kind of like going to the ER, and you got a gunshot wound off in that thing, and the only thing that you're trying to do right now is try to stop the bleeding, like you just you're trying to do the necessary precautions to make sure that you can stop the bleeding. And you come up with all these different type of like ideas. Okay, should we patch it up? Do we remove the bullet? Do we need to amputate? If it got shot in the like, you come up with all these different plans and ideas. Well, maybe you just need to apply some pressure onto it or something. There's no need for you to get go like real drastic about certain situations. I just think that a lot of Saints fans want the bleeding to stop. you know, I mean, the gunshot wound just represents, you know, the bad years that we've had over the last 3 to 4 years. And you know how it is, man. When things go bad, everybody got an idea. Everybody got an idea about how it can be stopped, how we gonna, you know, address this situation. You don't know what you're talking about. Listen to me. You know, like, man, all I know is every team in the NFL right now, King Arthur, is 0-0. I don't care, like, if you're the Browns. I don't care if you were the worst team in the NFL last season, the Tennessee Titans. Everybody has the same record right now. And all it takes is some consistency, some winning the battle of attrition, and you never know. Like, it's not like this the AFC North or something like that, man. All these teams have flaws, all of them. And you know, a lot of times these teams, like in the NFC South, the reason why they finding levels of success because the other team's so bad. So it's not like if one team get their act together, they can't just dominate or, you know, like pull away from the division. So I don't know, man. I'm not trying to be one of those people that just want to be first in line. Some people want to be first in line with the hot taste, King Arthur. They just want to be first in line and, you know, oh man, I said this back in March of 2025. I said that the Saints, like, come on, man. Like, come on, man. Like, let's let the season play out first.
Well, some of these people won't be shock jocks, huh? They trying to be Stephen A, trying to be the first. It's about being first, not about having accurate information, right?
Yeah. Like, here's the thing, man. This is what, oh man, this is what bothers me about the podcasting world right now. You about to make me be on my soapbox. Everybody's trying to be like Skip Bayless. Everybody's trying to be like Stephen A. Smith. Like, they don't put like no logic behind it. They feel like, oh, how to make a podcast is saying the most off the wall, controversial thing I can do so I can make reels out of it. Like, bruh, it's cool. Like, if that's how you really honestly feel, have at it. But I'm like, that ain't gonna get you where you need to be, bruh. Like, I don't understand it, man. All these hot takes, and I don't even know if people really feel the way they do. I don't know if they feel that way or they just feel like it can actually get them some attention, bruh. But at the end of the day, everybody's 0-0. And I'm like, people want me, man, TJ, man, you need to be real about the team. What? Be real about what? Like, what can I be real about? Like, I haven't seen it. Like, you haven't seen it. So how can I keep anything real? If it's week 8 and the Saints looking like slow, we can have this conversation, bro. I guarantee you the energy of the show would be completely different. I would be on here with some completely different energy. But right now, energy pretty even kill because you don't know what the team is going to do, man. You don't.
I don't understand why we fail in the team or fail in certain players before they even get a chance to take the test, bro. I don't understand. Give these kids a chance to show what they got, bro. And not only that, TJ, I asked you about 2 weeks ago. I said, if the Saints come out the gate, you heard me? If they come out the gate 6-0, how you gonna come on the platform?
I'm coming on hot as fish grease. Like I'm coming like I'm talking noise. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying like I'm gonna be excited just like everybody else. You know, but at the end of the day, even if they don't, King Arthur, everybody understands what a team is right now. Like, bruh, this is like going to the casino. Yeah, bruh.
You sure everybody understands?
No.
No,
I'm glad you said that. Let me rephrase that. People, logical Saint fans, understand that. I'm not talking about like these Saint fans that's off the wall. Look, this is the prime example of you going into the casino and them giving you a $50 credit, right? You playing with a $50 credit, and you know what I'm saying? This ain't your money you playing with. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, I win, I lose. That is the way it looks this season. Like nobody is really fully logical Saints fan on judging this team based on what they look like this season because they have so many issues. We know about the salary cap. We know about the aging players. We know about the young, inexperienced guys need to figure it out. Unless this is about to look like 2017 with these draft picks, I mean, I expect some growing pains, and you should too.
That's real talk. Like, I don't when did we get to a point where we're so caught up in the moment of what they call recency bias? When did we get so caught up in that we can't allow ourselves to see any optimism or actually watch players do their thing or attempt to do their thing before we just watch the whole season praying for a player that you have no idea would actually plan out? All that tanking talk, man, I'm not with that, bro.
I'm
8-8
not with it.
team won the Super Bowl last time I checked.
Yep. Yeah. Look, this is why, man, because look, I don't want to sit up here and say I don't understand some of the Saints fans' skepticism about the team, especially like when you talk about Mickey Loomis. You know, Mickey Loomis being up top, calling the shots. I get why Saints fans are reluctant to embrace the team. I get it. You know, and a part of me is suppressing it too. Because I'm looking at the season being like everybody being 0-0, but I would be lying to you, King Arthur, if there wasn't a part of me that felt like this team will never reach its full potential as long as Mickey Loomis is calling the shots. Like him, like single-handedly. This is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that we get a Drew Brees, Sean Payton type situation where Mickey Loomis basically was just out there, and you have a coach and quarterback that is able to erase any bad that he can just put on the field. That's what you're seeing right now is a guy who basically has like he has no buffer. Like he's basically doing everything without anybody to try to like keep him focused. You know, like, okay, man, like you do this, we're gonna do this over here. He's doing everything. And everybody just seeing his imperfections. Like they probably always existed, but you had two individuals that were able to erase like any like bad, like I guess too much bad that he has done. So I'd be lying to you if I said like part of me feels like this team won't get where they need to be because of Mickey. But I'm just hoping that Kellen Moore and his staff can be able to, you know, pretty much like kind of, you know, keep things like focused, you know, and don't have to worry too much about Mickey Loomis Mickeying it up all over the place. You know what I'm saying?
But that's my thing, though, TJ. Apprehension is okay. You hear me? But you got people in this chat and people on TV. We don't really pay attention to them.
Nah,
But people I like y'all family in the chat. We know y'all. You hear me? So y'all jumping off the porch with all these hot takes and stuff like that. Y'all start to sound like them talking heads. The people who just got something in their ear and the intern is feeding them some information on a team that they don't know nothing about. You hear me? Like, we can't be doing that, bro. If you say you're a real Saints fan, you need to assess the team based on where they at and not based on where you want them to be in that moment and then failing them ahead of time before they get a chance to prove themselves. That ain't cool, dog.
Man, it's like this, you know. I'm about to give people some relationship advice, right? Let's just say you messed up, like let's just say your significant other messed up or you messed up. Y'all talked, y'all reconciled, and y'all decided that y'all wanted to move on, right?
Right.
But let's just say the first line of trouble ain't got nothing to do with what happened, but y'all end up getting into it again, and then all of a sudden they bring up what you did before. And you're gonna be right back in the same situation. Why? Because you haven't fully forgiven or looked past that situation or moved on from that situation. I say that to say this, King Arthur. You got a lot of Saints fans that are still looking at last year, right? And I'm at a point, I don't know what you want. You said that you wanted Dennis Allen gone. He out. You said you wanted Derek Carr gone. He out. You said that you wanted a coach that was different and had a different philosophy and completely opposite of Sean Payton. You got Kellen Moore. You said that you wanted the New Orleans Saints to draft a quarterback. You got one. I don't get it. Like everything that you are asking the team for, they have given to you, and you don't even have like enough patience, enough, I guess just enough understanding to see that the thing that you're asking for, you actually got. But you gotta look away from the past. You gotta embrace the future and focus on the future for what it actually is right now. Like looking into the past and what the Saints did and with Derek Carr, then all that stuff right there just automatically just gonna make you upset. So you might as well just embrace the future and focus on future issues and not so much the past. Plain and simple.
I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna let you go, bro. Based on what you just said, it's a saying that be like, if you gave your girl the world, she probably tell you, I bet you left the moon at that chick house.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna be enough, you heard me? But
I ain't gonna touch that one though. Kid Arthur, man, appreciate it, man. Hey man,
hey, bro, love what you're doing. Who that, bro?
Hey man, appreciate it, man. Call back anytime, bro.
Thanks.
Yeah. Man, Kid Arthur trying to start something, man. My wife watched this show. Look, man, but seriously, he telling the truth though, man. Look, you gotta be able to look past all this, man. You gotta, like, for real, like, we gonna talk about new season. Talk about new season, man. We gonna still be talking about some old stuff, man, and like, man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what you want. Like, you cannot evaluate, like, seriously, you cannot evaluate this team based on nothing right now. New coach, new quarterback, relatively new offensive line, like alignment, wide receivers, defense. Like, I mean, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you, man. We can go to Saint Joker. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, Dalton? How you been, man?
I'm doing good. Before I get to the point, I like to apologize. I meant, like, wasn't trying to upset anyone. I kind of messed up the sentence on that YouTube.
Nah, it's okay. Like, go ahead and explain, man. Go ahead and explain what you were talking about. I mean, I got it, but for the ones that probably just tuning in, you can go ahead and elaborate, man.
Okay, about these quarterbacks though, the reason why they went to quarterbacks, let's say they went to LSU, or because their father or uncles are Pro Football Hall of Fames, or because they're black. Rest of I'm not trying to get in the race car drama, but
none of that, bro. I understand what you were saying. I get it. I get it.
So the point is, I think the reason why they want Saints suck this year, tanking, and should have a bad year, is one, because they're upset because we didn't get Shedeur Sanders, and two, they're still upset because we didn't get Sean Payne's coach tree like Aaron Glenn. Though I think that's the reason why they want Saints to be sucked this year. I mean, I just think it's the real reason. And honestly, the reason I didn't want Shedeur Sanders because I thought he wouldn't fit the system. I only want quarterbacks who can fit the system.
Well, look, here's the thing, man. If Tyler Shuck is the guy that you did your research on, and that's the one that you came up with, I'm okay with it. I don't look. I mean, if Tyler Shuck is the guy that you feel like you can win some games with, then fine. I mean, look, it would have been great to see Shedeur Sanders as a New Orleans Saint. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not saying that Tyler Shuck can't give you what you need. So, and I believe that Kellen Moore has coached quarterbacks, has been offensive coordinator long enough to know and see what he wants in a quarterback in order for him to, be able to do something with him. So I don't know, man. Like all these people out here, that's still upset about that, man. You got to move on, man. Like, dude ain't coming. If you like Shedeur Sanders, man, wish that brother well in Cleveland. Hopefully he can make the team. I don't see no reason why. But at the same time, like, just hope that the guy can make the team. That's what you need to be hoping for. And hope that Tyler Shuck can actually be the quarterback that the Saints need, because they need stability at the quarterback position. Rather it's him or Spencer Rattler. I mean, regardless to what quarterback they roll with, man, at the end of the day.
And also, well, I already moved on, though. To be honest with you, I did want Jackson Dart because I thought he would fit the system. And after the 40th pick, I thought we was going to get Jalen Morrell because he was similar like to Jalen Hurts, though. And I thought it was going to happen. And I wish they both the best, though, even though the Giants are not better than the Eagles and the Redskins. I'm still going to say the Redskins, though. And the NFC Western, Still not that tough division, though, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, look, man, when I think about like Jackson Dart, I think that he's a talented quarterback. I wouldn't have been upset if the Saints would have drafted him, but and a part of me felt like they probably would have if the Giants didn't jump back in. I do. I think that they would have. I think the Giants were nervous that the New Orleans Saints would have gotten Jackson Dart before they got a chance to get him. So I think that's the reason why they were aggressive. But look, I think that Tyler Shuck has made it the right stuff. He's doing the right things right now as much as you could possibly do. Being a quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, he's ingratiating himself into the culture. He's staying around the area. He's working out, at the facility, and he's getting himself ready for training camp. So I mean, look, that's what you want in your quarterback. And until he shows that he's not capable of being a starting quarterback of the Saints, I'm supporting the brother.
Right, and also the thing about Tyler Shucks, he just got to avoid the injuries. That's what the main thing is. He has the injury issues. That's what I'm worried about, though. And also, people just got to understand, though, NFC South is a weak division. There's no way the Saints going to be like worst team. I think the worst team is going to be the Jets. I'm not saying it because I love the Bills, because I don't know how Justin Fields would fit the new offense coordinator. Because remember, he came from the Lions,
right?
And he coached Jared Goff. Jared Goff and Justin Fields are not the same thing, though. And also, I think the Colts are going to be a bad team because they can't find a quarterback, though. We don't know what's the deal with AR5 and Daniel Jones.
Yo, look, I think that there's a lot of teams out there, and I agree. And, I'm definitely going to be talking about that my first episode of State of State of the NFL on tomorrow, talking about these new quarterbacks in their new homes. You mentioned Justin Fields. Like, I mean – man, I just don't believe in the Jets. I don't think it has anything to do with Justin Fields as a quarterback. I feel bad for the brother because he's going to the Jets, and we know that the Jets is a place where quarterbacks go to die. And it just, I don't feel like that should be a representation of him, but it's going to end up being that way. I just hope that Aaron Glenn can put a team around him offensively that he can be able to thrive. But yeah, I don't look at the New Orleans Saints being the worst team in the NFL. We had a show a couple episodes back talking about that. I don't see the New Orleans Saints being the worst team in the NFL. Like it took a lot of bad luck for the New Orleans Saints to look the way they did last season. I mean, your team was just completely decimated by injuries. That and guys made business decisions, in my opinion, didn't want to play for Dennis Allen. But at the end of the day, it all became like one huge disaster, and I just think that played a huge role. So you can at least win 7 to 8 games, and with a formidable lineup.
Agreed. I mean, I just don't. I wish people can get over about this Garrett Nussman. I get it. People are LSU fans though, but no matter what though, who you play matters though. It's not about what college teams they go to. It's about system fit though, because people kept saying like, "Oh, we should tank for Arch Manning." We haven't seen Arch Manning, and I'm a Longhorns fan because honestly, if I want Arch Manning, it's because the system fit though. We just haven't seen how he does. I think he's going to do the same thing like Eli and Payne though. Stay for his senior year though. Everybody's going to chill out about the players though, just because they're family members or college they went to. It doesn't mean anything though. It's about system fit. Who you play matters.
Man, I put it this way: we love our LSU, Louisiana homegrown guys. And like I said, we look past their imperfections. When it comes to Garrett Nussmeier, I just ain't seen it, bro. I just ain't seen it. Like, I'm looking at these stats right now. Okay, you had 6 touchdowns against Nickel State, but against USC, where you lost, you had 2 touchdowns and a pick. Against Texas A&M, you had 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Hold on, wait a minute. Played against Bama, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Like, what are we looking at? Like, I'm just saying, when we talking about guys playing in clutch performances, where the clutch performance at? Where's the ground, Dalton? Only one game on here I'm just looking at. He played against Oklahoma. They won 37-17. He had 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Other than that, all the teams that they played that had some level of credibility, he have like interception 2 or even 3. Like where is the consistency? Where are the numbers that's telling you that this dude is the next thing is well, I guess the next big thing? I don't see it. Dude, average.
That's my one thing though. Like when LSU doesn't play, I think people just need to watch the college football teams. Like because I'm pretty sure that when LSU don't play, they don't watch college football. I
No,
think
they
some
don't.
people. And it's
No,
sad.
they don't. No, they don't. They don't, man. They don't watch it. Or, like I said, they just so biased at what they see. And like I said, people have a tendency, and I just wish that they would stop this. They think that if let's just say they have a little bit of good luck. And by good luck, I mean you had Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels. Now all of a sudden, like LSU is quarterback you now? Like, come on, man. You had 2 guys. Like, I mean, there's only been 3 Heisman Trophy winners in the history of LSU. 2 of them happened in the last 10 years. Like, yeah, you had some good luck at the quarterback position, but I don't see that in Garrett Nussmeier, man. I just don't, though. I'm not hating or anything like that. I just haven't seen this dude rise to the occasion. I haven't seen no big-time performances. The only thing I just see is a guy he's number 13 quarterback for LSU, and that's good enough for some of these Saints fans. Dude, not that good to me.
You haven't seen special about him though, and also about the LSU player. Last time who was a bust was Jamarcus Russell, and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't think that Nussmeier will be on that level. I mean, Jamarcus Russell.
I'm not saying that.
No, I'm just saying, like, I think that Garrett Nussmeier can be a solid quarterback. Like, I ain't saying the dude go to the NFL gonna be a complete flop. All I'm saying is, if we talking about like some consistency, maybe winning you some games, maybe get you a little excited, but I'm talking about somebody that's gonna be able to get you over the hump, make plays, win because of. I ain't seeing it from no Garrett Nussmeier. I'm just not. I have not seen it, and hopefully I will. But as of right now, I haven't seen anything, Dalton, that tells me that this dude should be a first pick overall.
Okay, I mean, he's got to prove me wrong though. But of course, I'm not comparing him with Jamarcus Russell. I was just trying to make a point about this LSU quarterbacks in the NFL though. I mean, Garrett Nussmeier, he'll be undrafted if it keeps on though. I mean, there's no way he can be first round unless he proves us wrong though.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll probably be a first round, second round pick or something like that. Look, like I said, he has talent, but when we talk about like being a franchise quarterback, no, I don't see it from Garrett Nussmeier. Unless he's about to turn into like the next, like I said, next big thing. Like he's about to have like a Joe Burrow type season, where Joe Burrow Jr. season was pretty pedestrian, and then his senior year he became a phenom. Like until then, like I don't see it.
And also, if I almost forget though, sorry.
Oh yeah, motivate. Look, you put as many numbers as you want to, man. What the eye test telling me? What the eye test telling you? You know what I'm saying? Like stats ain't always created equal. Like 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Where's the big time moments? Look, man, come on. Against Alabama, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Against Texas A&M, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. These are some of the big games, right? These are the games that define who you are as a player. How you gonna be remembered? You gotta beat Alabama. You gotta beat Texas A&M. You gotta beat those teams. Like, man, like stats
and Georgia.
Man, stats don't mean nothing. Not a thing. Like when you're not winning these big time games. Like that's what Raider fans do for Derek Carr. That's what you're doing right now. I'm sorry, Motivate. I love you, but that's what you're doing right now. You putting them stats up, But what happening in them big time games, man? What's happening in them big time games, bro? What's happening in them big time games? That's all I want to know.
Anyway,
right, you got anything else, though?
Actually, there's one thing before I forget, though. Let's not forget. We got offensive coordinator is Doug Nussmeier.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying we should get Garrett Nussmeier because right now I am focusing on this year instead of next year. But let's say the Saints do draft Garrett. There's going to be a problem, though. I feel like it's going to be a locker room drama with this whole father and son, though. That's what there's going to be a problem is. Like, I think it's going to be worse if it happens. That's just my opinion.
Well, we'll see, man. We'll see if they even get to that point. But I'm just saying no on Garrett Nussmeier if you ask me. Like,
No, I would say no on that one. Either.
I'm not. Look, I'm not seeing what everybody else seeing. I'm just not. Dalton, I appreciate it, man. Pleasure always speaking with you, man. Call back anytime.
All right, thanks, bro. By the way, Who
take
Dat
it easy.
Nation, and same thing, Bills Mafia.
Hey, take it easy, man. I'm ready to talk to you about these Bills this season too, man.
All right, thank you, bro.
All right, take care. Yeah, shouts out to those, man. Yeah, man, them Bills, I think they ranked the #1 offense in the entire NFL right now. We'll see. Like I said, all these but look, I'm sorry, man. I ain't feeling that Garrett Nussmeier. Y'all on your own on that one, bro. All right, we go to Sanchez. Sanchez, what's happening, man?
What's going on, TJ, sir? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing all right, man. Thanks for chiming in. What you got for us tonight?
Man, just 3 points. Three points.
Mm-hmm.
Point number 1, hope you and the family good. Hope y'all enjoyed the 4th.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. I had 3 barbecue grills going at the same time.
Ooh,
man, I was out there. Man, grilling, boy.
Okay. Point number 2, just to answer the topic of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Jordan, do I think this might be his last year as a Saint? Yes, I think that time is here.
Mm-hmm.
And also, me personally, I would want him to retire as a Saint. And I hope he get that 127.5 that he want personally for himself to possibly have their best chance at the Hall of Fame. Because unfortunately, with today's game, it's always a what have you done for me lately? And just as time move on, I think the game might just end up forgetting how good Cam Jordan really was, especially with these past few years. You know what I'm saying? It definitely has been a dip, to put it lightly, in production.
Mm-hmm.
Third and final thing. Can I holler at my 06 fans?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Holla.
Okay. TJ, we talked a few times, so if you remember, I told you that I am a 06 fan.
Mm-hmm.
I personally became a New Orleans Saints fan because they drafted Reggie Bush.
Right.
When I became a Saints fan, like, I only knew Drew Brees, Sean Payton, and Reggie Bush. Them the only 3 names I knew. I had to learn everything else. So I say all that to say, with me having all these years of only knowing Sean Payton, only knowing Drew Brees as the culture, as the standard bearer, I don't know what else you can ask for in today's time, because me personally, I've never been more excited to be a Saints fan. Like, I feel like I hate to use the word, I feel like I'm a virgin Saints fan all over again. Because, like, point example, like, when was the last time, TJ, like, you was able to sit down and watch a preseason develop where you have 2 young, potentially starting quarterbacks going head to head for the job? It's
Right.
not no pseudo, okay, in the coach situation, we bringing in Daniel Jones because we want him to compete with AR. It's not a Brown situation where we brought in Joe Flacco off the couch and we're going to draft 2 young quarterbacks to potentially play backup and eventually take. No, this is it. When
Right.
preseason get here, when training camp get here, like, this is it. These 2 young guns going to have to fight for it. So I'm saying, like, in that situation, and just not only, you pretty much got a whole clean house, like, from offensive coordinator, head coach, defensive coordinator, um just all different types of pieces that are different, to the point where, like, if you are not excited, like, don't stress about what could happen, about the worst that could happen, because guess what, if you've been here since '06, you done seen the creation of beast mode. You done
Mm-hmm.
seen the 79 years that followed after that. You done seen the Ryan defenses. You done seen,
Mm-hmm.
like, like, you done seen the Jarius Bird free agent signing.
Woo-woo.
Like, you done seen these past 2 years of having the most incompetent head coaching hire, the most incompetent free agent QB, franchise QB signing hire. Like, you have literally experienced it all. So, like, I don't, to piggyback off what you just said 10 minutes ago, TJ, I don't know what else more change you want. If you not excited, just get off the wagon now, bro.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I agree with you, Sanchez. Like, some people, like I said, it's just been so bad over the last couple of seasons, and now it's like that just kind of dripped into everybody's DNA. It's like everybody just expecting the worst. But man, every single year, I just go into the season like, okay, it's a new season. Because we see teams all the time. Like, we see them. We see these teams like nobody expect to do anything. I mean, look at the Commanders, man. Nobody expected the Commanders to be on that level. Now you can say, man, they got Jaden Daniels, but still with Jaden Daniels, they expected them to, kind of look like you know what I'm saying? They might play a little better at the quarterback position, but nobody knew. Nobody knows. Nobody knows, man. So as for me, I'm just gonna reserve my judgment, man. I'm just gonna reserve it. Like we'll talk about it. Like we got a whole season to talk about what's good, what's bad, what can be fixed, what can't be fixed. Like you got plenty of time, man, to do those things.
It's all gonna be fresh, TJ. We ain't got to worry about, hey, if Derek Carr playing this week, if Taysom Hill gonna be the quarterback.
Thank you.
We got so many fresh storylines that's like we can really sink our teeth into. That like, let me tell you something. And this is my closing thought. I heard something on the radio today as I was driving, and you hear things, you hear these slogans, these sayings that pass down from time to time, and like you don't really give it any thought until it come back up again.
Right.
The slogan was, try to work on this. For every negative thought, immediately reinforce it with a positive. Yep. And to my Saints fans, try your best to do that. Try your best to do that. And I promise you, the season gonna be all right. It's gonna be just fine.
Yep. Yeah, because I mean, look, a lot of times we allow negativity like just to trickle up into to our psyche, and it causes us to like just think about the worst case scenarios, man. So like I said, I just say be optimistic. Like if it doesn't pan out, then oh well, man. But I wouldn't just try to go into the season just expecting the worst. Yeah, but you got anything else, Sanchez?
Nah, man. I don't think I got else is cool that.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, Sanchez. Call back anytime, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, man. I mean, that's true, man. Like, let the negativity just trickle into your life. Like I said, I mean, season might end up being better than we thought it was going to be. We're going to go to Justin, but I want to read just a few comments. Is Dark Side, we weren't better than Philly. Injuries did play a factor, but that's the name of the game. We weren't good. Man, I see my boy Mike Fuji, who big time Eagles fan. Look, all I gotta say, man, Mike, I love you, but I'm gonna have to second guess me coming on your show anymore. The last two times I went on Mike's show, the Eagles won a Super Bowl. Like I went on, I think like a couple of years ago. That's when they went to the Super Bowl. They played against Kansas City and they lost that one. I went on there this year when the Saints played the Eagles and they won a Super Bowl. Okay, Mike, you might want your boy to be on your show every year. TJ had them brown eye nephew sandals on the grill. Hey, man, hey, that didn't go right. Hey, man, my rite of passage right here, boy. Look, I was on the grill. And my wife was like, boy, you really been doing your thing. So she gifted me these right here. All right. I'm official right now, man. I'm official. Like I said, we had three barbecue grills, man. We had them things smoking, boy. We had the smoker, middle barbecue grill, then the baby grill in the back. That's my basketball hoop in the back, boy. We was grilling, man. We was grilling. At that thing smoked out. All right, you're gonna go to Justin. Justin, how you doing, man?
What's up, TJ?
Nothing much, man.
Who that?
Hey, I got.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna mute myself because I can hear myself
in the background. Let me turn it down a little bit. How about that?
I think it's because you got me on speaker. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute myself and I'll just go ahead and let you talk.
All right. First of all, let's get to them Jesus Walk Santas. You- I know you weren't wearing them Jesus Walk sandals, bro.
Hey, check this out, man. Look, my wife gave me these, bro. I got them on, boy. I was stepping, big stepper, lemon pepper. You know what
Bruh.
I'm saying?
I ain't mad at you, bro. What's the topic? You said Cam last season. Um, it could be or whatever. And then you're talking about. I heard you talking about the quarterbacks and all that, and you know what all the Saints did in the off season. For Saints fans of all generations, for them to either be with it or they ain't it or ain't with it. And then you talked about Shador Sanders and Tyler Shaw, and then the oh my god, how long you doing? Put them things down, bro. Put them down, man. Also, man, I'm one of your day ones, man. With along with Pammy Whammy, um, uh, 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 King Arthur. Hey, also King. I want to say one thing. King Arthur got one of the hardest New Orleans accents of all time, bro. He needs to do a you know how they do like the little voice thing on social media. He need to do that. I know he do his art thing, but he need to think about doing that. Also to put in his bag, bro, because he got the hardest New Orleans, one of the hardest New Orleans accents ever.
Hey, my mom. Hey, but my mom. Shouts out to my mom. My mom like always talks about King Arthur. She like his accent too. Every time, ooh, nah. You know what I'm saying?
Barry White thing going on. Shout out to King Arthur. I ain't dissing. I'm giving props. So I'm joking, but I had to shout out my brother and Dalton and Pam and Whammy, Jerry. So I was shouting out people. I know I done called in a couple of times, maybe 4 or 5 times since you've been, but I've been a fan since 2018, man. And I know you probably don't remember me, uh, but yeah, this me, and I'm back. So yeah, man. You go ahead and shoot, and I'm gonna go off.
Yeah, man. Look, I appreciate it. Like, and of course, I remember you, Justin. You always been extremely supportive, and I appreciate you for that. But man, we talked about a lot of things, man. A plethora of things. Cam Jordan, final season. Do you think this is his final season?
Yeah, I heard what you said about it. You think he should go somewhere else? I think he done deal. I don't think he done laid his legacy, man. If he want to lay it down, I think it should definitely be his final season for the Saints because I think we should move on and get his replacement in inside the camp or whatever so we can move on. But if not, that's fine. And if he don't want to retire, go somewhere else. I'm cool with that too. He done laid his legacy. He definitely gonna. One day he definitely gonna be in the Saints Hall of Fame ceremony. We gonna see it, and I know you gonna talk about it. So that's coming. So that's regardless. So whatever he decides to do, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So either way, I don't care. I ain't mad at him, but I am mad at his stylist or lack thereof and his publicist will let him come out there with them hairstyles and them outfit designs they be coming out with. I'm gonna have to say something about it, bro. I gotta speak on it. But yeah, yeah. Cam Newton, I'm sorry, Cam Newton. Cam Jordan, I'm sorry. Cam Jordan, a legend, bro, in the Saints uniform, bro. And whatever you decide to do, I'm with it, man. What you think about that?
I feel
You
this way.
muted. Hey,
Yeah, I feel this way, man. Man put in work for a long time, man. He put in a lot of work. And he deserves to try to go for a championship, man. And if he can't get it in the city, then he is well within his rights to go somewhere else. And I'll be supporting him anywhere and everywhere, like he goes, because this man is for the cause, man. We done seen this team look like straight garbage, and this man still standing on business talking about we close. And everybody like sitting up here talking about this man crazy, like for real. But he willing to do that, man. So that goes to show you the love he had for the city, love he got for the team. So, man, I want to see this man win a ship, man, or at least try to go to one. I mean, he deserves that, man. He deserves to go to the ship. That's all I'm saying.
And also, TJ, I want to say, I see that swag was in the background, bro.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh yeah, man.
Let me say something else. Do you remember Wieners? What you know?
Hey, I do, man. I remember that.
Yeah, that was back in the day, man. Like I told you back in the day, episodes ago, man. I'm from New Orleans, born in '86, like you said you was, or whatever. I'm a Fauché alumni.
Okay.
Okay.
I ain't graduate. I moved to Atlanta, but I went to Fauché. My whole family from New Orleans and Jackson, Mississippi. So you know what I'm saying. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, man. Yeah, I agree. I agree 100% with you. Me personally, I'm gonna switch gears a little bit. I was kind of pissed off about the draft with the quarterback thing. You know, I wanted Shadur. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm in the DC area, right? So I go to Saints bars during the Saints season, and DC has a whole bar dedicated to the Saints for every year.
Right.
So we got fans everywhere, man. We worldwide, bro. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy a Browns jersey, and I'm gonna be up in the Saints house with the Sir George. I feel like it's the same thing because he should have been a Saint. So it is what it is. I'm still repping the Saints, but I'm gonna have a Shador Sanders jersey on, and that's gonna be my only whatever. I ain't gonna keep talking about it. I'm over it. It was months ago. The ship of sale, like you said earlier in your pod, the ship of sale. I'm over it now. I was pissed off earlier. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I was pretty mad about that. But it is what it is, and I'm not down on the brother. I seen, um, podcasts and little looks and stuff, little feeds and things or whatever about what he was doing in training camp. Where they was trying to compare, Ratliff and Shuck, what they was doing. They throw the little touchdowns or whatever. So it's all good, bro. It is what it is. I don't care what their name is, who it is, long as they get back to where it's supposed to be, or we
Right.
know in the last 20 years, I'm with it. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel. Look, man, I want to see these cats succeed. You know, like that. That's what I want. I want to see them succeed. If they can succeed, then everybody win. Like, I don't understand what you gain for wanting these dudes to fail. Like, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Rattler. I don't care if it's Shuck. I just want to see some winning football. I want to see some meaningful football in December, like it used to be. That's all, bro.
Facts.
You got anything else, man?
Yeah, did my audio sound better?
It was nothing wrong with your audio. It
They
just
said like it was an echo or something.
yeah, it was an echo. I don't know
I had
because I don't know
go
if you
ahead.
had me on. I don't know if you had me on speaker or what.
I had a Bluetooth speaker hooked up. I cut it off,
Okay, that's what it was. That's what it
and
was.
so I just cut it off. So I want to know, do you hear echo now?
Nah, I don't. Nah, I don't hear one. No.
But anyway, no, man, I don't got that much left, but I'm here, bro. I'm supporting you. New Orleans native. Out here in the DC area. I done
Okay.
called in plenty of times. And I'm one of the OGs too. I like OG Jerry, man. I'm one of the OGs too. I just don't. I be in the background, bro. And I'm supporting you, and much love to you, brother. And last thing I want to say, man, how you and your family doing, brother?
Oh man, my family fine, man. Everybody good. I mean, I know they was talking about some bad weather around here, man, but it's been pretty good. I mean, it was raining earlier, but I mean, just regular rain, man. So the tropical storm that they have hasn't really affected us. So as of right now, everything good, man. So I'm fortunate.
All right, TJ, man. I want to say who that and if that swag was in the background, man, give me nostalgia, bro. Like I said,
Oh
you know what
man,
I'm saying?
hey,
39 years old, bro. So I already know what that's about, and that's
oh
why I want to
man.
bring up Wayners and all that and see, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so maybe you put that in your background in your next one.
Hey
You know
man,
what I'm saying?
you never know, man. You never know. But we definitely go become creative, man. You know, got the green screen right here. I'm excited about it, man. So we're gonna be putting some pretty cool stuff in the background. Yeah,
And
man.
also-
But Swagman's, man, that was the store, man. I used to go to the
Yeah.
one out there, Old Gentilly. You know, like that was the one that I used to go to all the time. Like this one, you know what I'm saying, was uptown. But yeah, but I mean, Old
was the one I
Gentilly,
used to
like
go to.
the big orange one, you know what I'm saying? Like that one,
Yeah.
huge. That's the one I
Yeah.
used to go to, man. But
That's what's up.
I found that one, but it was kind of blurry. The resolution was bad. So that
Yeah.
was the reason why I decided to use this one, man. But definitely was a store that I used to roll up in quite often, man.
Yeah, me
but
too, man.
Yeah, but I appreciate it, Justin, man. Call back anytime, man.
All right, TJ, who that?
Who that? Yeah, shouts out to Justin, man. Shouts out to Justin. Yeah, man. Y'all see, man. You know what I'm saying? I had to put the had to put them big steppers on, man. Had to put them big steppers on. Let me move it. Yeah, there we go. Let's get close up right there. Y'all see all my shoes in the background. There we go. There we go. Had to show y'all, boy. Got these barbecue ones on. You know what I'm saying? Got the barbecue ones on. Hey, you earn your stripes when you put these on, man. You earn your stripes, man. Everybody can't just be wearing them now. All right. We're gonna move on to Jerry. Jerry, how you doing, man?
What's up, TJ?
Hey, man, not much, man. We out here, man. We out
Yes,
here.
sir.
Hey, man, how you been?
Been doing good, man. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing great, man. Glad to hear from you, man. It's been a while. Glad that we get a chance to chop it up again. But what you got for us tonight, man?
No, but first off, how's everybody doing up there? I know we heard about the storm up there over in the Carolinas. I want to make sure you guys are all right.
Oh yeah, man. We good, man. We good over here. Like I said, no real bad weather to report, man. Ain't nothing really been going on. I mean, I was out earlier today, and you know, I passed the beach and stuff like that. I mean, but people were still out, man. Like, man, people still was on the beach, bro. Like, still out there. Man. Yeah, it take a lot for these people to get off that beach, bro.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, bro. Yeah. But yeah, man, all is well on my end, man. But I had to see you had to do a little kickback with them.
Hey, look,
with the barbecue ones you talking about.
Hey, when them boys say the barbecue, hey, I don't care, man. Look, like that boy said on Friday, my grandma gave me the chain. My wife gave me these shoes. You know what I'm saying? So anything my wife give me, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna wear, you know what I'm saying, because she thought enough of me. And then when she told me the symbolic meaning, all right, that means that your boy doing this thing on them grill, man. Look, I'm wearing mine, man.
Hey, rock. Bring me down.
Bo.
All jokes aside, man. But according to your topic, TJ, about Cam Jordan, I know he's been in the league. I think it's his 14th or 15th year, I believe. I know he got drafted in 2011, but
right.
Do I think this might be his last stand as a Saint? Depends on what he want to do. If he want to stick around maybe another year or two, that's his decision. But if it was me, and I was playing in the league for like 14 or 15 years, I'll go ahead and call it a career, bruh.
Yeah, so, I mean, look, if he feels like, Derek, the only thing about it is if he feels like he can continue to play, I ain't got no problem with that, man. And you know, and the thing about it is he earned the right to retire on his own terms. It's not like he has like a plethora of injuries. It's not like, you know, he's been in and out of the lineup. You know, I mean, a team still would sign him, you know, to a 1-year deal just for his leadership alone and his ability. Right. He can still stop the run. You know what I'm saying? He's still good in run support. So it's not like, you know, like he completely washed. So I just want to look, when a guy's been great as long as Cam has, you want to see him go out here and try to win a championship. I mean, I don't feel like any Saints fan should be upset if at the end of the season Cam Jordan move on to another team and he goes to Buffalo or he goes to Baltimore. Like, I mean, I want to see Cam Jordan win a championship or get, you know, close to winning a championship. because we know, man, how they do Saints players. We know how they do them, man. As great as this dude's career was, they'll be trying to hold this man out of the Hall of Fame like he ain't first ballot, which he is.
I got you, TJ.
Yeah.
And somebody was saying earlier about the about the hairstyle. I like Cam Jordan always have like different hairstyles every year. I mean, I don't mind, when he first got drafted, the straight haircut and stuff, and like the original style and stuff like that. I get it, but I'm not really feeling the blondie locks look. I don't know, but that's on him. But I wouldn't mind if he stayed as bald. I wouldn't care.
Man, nothing about Cam Jordan. Cam Jordan just does stuff and people are like, man, that's Cam. Like nobody even think like it's so crazy. Now I'm looking at the dude, it's like, it's like, it don't even really like I don't even pay that much attention to his hair. Guy, it's just crazy. Like he always just comes in with this like this weird look or whatever like that. And then the shock value wears off, and then all of a sudden, like it's just Cam, like in a couple like if he keeps wearing his hair like that, Jerry, like in a couple weeks, nobody even gonna even think twice about it. Like nobody's gonna be like, man, what's up with his hair? It's just who he is. So exactly. I don't know, man. That just how Cam roll, man. I don't know what the thought pattern was behind it, but I mean that's him, man. If he like it, then it is what it is. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I know what you mean, TJ. And I'm sure you already heard about the training camp that's going to happen in a couple of weeks. July the 22nd, I think that's when the rookies and the veterans report to camp.
Right.
And I think they start their practices, I think, on the 23rd, which I'm not mistaken.
Right, that's correct.
And, yeah, because at least TJ, to get the Saints fans get a chance to see them practice in Metairie. I know they're going to be gone for 1 week because they open up their preseason schedule in Los Angeles against the Chargers, so that's why they're going to be out there for maybe like 10 days, I think, and then they come back and get ready for the home game against Jacksonville,
right,
and Denver. So
yeah, man. Look, all I know is I like the fact that they're gonna open it back up to the fans. Yes. And I said this before, and I don't care who likes it or not. They did that last year because they were trying to hide out because they knew what the fan base felt about Dennis Allen, and they didn't want those fans to come to that training camp and boo the hell out of Dennis Allen. Because it would have been a bad look. That's basically what it was, man. They did that to save Dennis Allen, save Face, save Derek Carr, and Ali. They knew how the Saints fans felt. But it's good to know that this season Saints fans will be able to show up, show out on airline, and be able to support their team, man, and see it firsthand. Because there's a lot of question marks surrounding this team. So hopefully some of the play and some of the performances can put some of these Saints fans' minds at ease to a point where they look forward to the season instead of just being as negative as they possibly can over a team they haven't even seen yet.
Yeah, I agree with you, TJ, and and the fans that got a chance to see him at minicamp in June. I mean, I know that felt real good for them.
Right. Yep. Yeah, man. Yep. And hopefully this momentum can continue to go. I think that Kellen Moore is making the right decisions. Of course. Yeah, of course. You gotta add some winning to it. If you add some winning to it, then of course, people will get on board. But right now, they're doing the best they can possibly do as of right now, as far as like trying to get fans excited and motivated for what the team can actually look like in 2025. So I'm excited about it, man. I'm excited. It's good to be able to have some football back in the next couple of weeks and be able to talk about it, man, and address some of these issues and see some of these players actually show what they can actually do.
Absolutely, TJ.
Yeah. But you got anything else, Jerry?
Not a whole lot more to say, TJ, except shouts out to all the callers that called in, King Arthur, Dalton, and Justin, and all these great people. Shouts out to everybody in the chat. I'm glad to see everybody doing well. And all I can say is that looking forward to this season. And also, TJ, I appreciate the gift, my brother. I appreciate
Yeah, man.
that.
Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate the support throughout the years, Jerry, and yeah, man. I thank you for that, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and man, hopefully we can have some more things this season, man, where I can give out and be able to also, have some different merchandise people can purchase if they want to, man. So thank you, man. I appreciate the support throughout the years.
Yeah, I appreciate you more, TJ. Look, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think it's my third gift I got from you. I remember the first one. I still got the original State of the Saints podcast shirt.
Yeah, man.
And last year I got a Manscaped package, and then I got a State of the Saints podcast towel and cup.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so yeah, we done came up in a couple of years, man. We done came up, man. We went from what? We went from t-shirts to cups. So man, we on our way.
Yep.
Next thing I want to purchase is a tent. I want to purchase like a tent so I can come out there to tailgate some days so people can, and have my show right underneath a tent, man. That's what I want. Yeah, that's my next main purchase right there. But we gotta get a couple shows up and we gotta get our sponsorships up before we start.
There you go. Make it happen, TJ. Hey,
yeah, man.
Got your back.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it, Jerry. But call back anytime, man.
Will do, TJ. And once again, shout out to my guy Aaron of the B&G Breakdown Podcast. Like I said, he started his podcast back up Saturday, and he wrapped up not long ago this evening. And I think he said he's doing another one. I think Wednesday morning at 9:00. So y'all be on the lookout. Come up to his channel, man, because he got some great content. He's gonna come out pretty soon. So show my boy some love, man.
Yeah, man, no doubt about it. I always thought highly and still do of Aaron, man. And I'm just glad that he's back doing it, man. I understand like things in life happen, you know what I'm saying, and we have to really be sure about it. I mean, there was a time back in 2017, Jerry, that I questioned, my career path, my podcasting life. Like, is this something I really wanted to do? But I just found the passion and the love at talking sports and doing Saints podcasting, man, and that kind of helped me out through a lot of tough times, man. So, I'm glad that he's back. I'm glad that he decided to come back with the podcast, because I mean, it would be a disservice to society and the world, man, if that brother didn't express his gifts and his ability to be able to talk sports. I think so highly of him, and I just think that it's a matter of time before he all his dreams as far as sports come true, especially if he puts that content out there, man.
Most definitely, TJ. And once again, shouts out to all the Saints channels out there that we connect with. And before I go, TJ, I cannot leave without saying, shouts out to the Master Show boys.
Oh, hold on, wait. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. Let me set you up. Let me set you up. Hold on. Let me see. All right.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. All right. Let's do that again.
Yeah, all right. For those that's coming in, or that's coming in later, or that's gonna watch it the next day or whenever, shout out to the Master Show boys.
Shout out to the Master Show boys. Shout out to the Master Show boys. They be tweeting and be posting. They be tweeting and be posting. They be tweeting. Yeah, them After Show boys. They be tweeting and be posting. They be tweeting and be posting. They be tweeting. Yeah, them After Show boys.
That's out the After Show boys, man. Hey, got me rocking on that, like T.I. that 24s we use that drop top. I mean, that drop top Chevy with that. With that roof wide open, man. My partner look at that and see in my eyes. Oh, man. Hey, man, that After Show boys, man. Hey, man. Look, man, that's that bop right there, man. But Jerry, man, I appreciate it, man. Call back anytime, brother.
All right, we'll do, TJ. You have a blessed week, my brother. And shouts out once again to everybody in the chat. Much love to y'all. Y'all have a great week, and we'll talk again soon.
Yeah, man. You have a great week as well, man. Talk to you soon.
We'll do, TJ. Y'all know what I mean?
5, 2. All right, man. Look, man, we had a lot of fun here. I apologize. I know a lot of people wanted to get in on the chat line, man. We're having a really good time, but I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I'm gonna dedicate the next few minutes to the chat. Want to acknowledge those that donated, those kind folks that keep the lights, the phone, and the water on here on the State of Saints podcast. Ken Arthur, thank you very much for the $2. Says premature buyer's remorse. Give the kid a chance. He's talking Tyler Shuck. Please get a man a chance. Please give him a chance. TJ, who's your way too early Bayou ballers for the first half of the season? I got Struzman, AK, and whoever the quarterback is. I'm gonna go with tight end Juwan Johnson. I think they probably gonna utilize him a little bit more. I'm going to say Pete Warner. I feel like, they're probably going to utilize him a little bit better. And believe it or not, Carl Granderson, man. I think that Carl Granderson losing a little bit of weight, getting back to his natural size when he first came from the University of Wyoming might pay dividends to him. So I think those are probably going to be some guys that I'm looking out. It's easy to say AK. It's easy, to say guys like Olave and stuff like that. I'm going to go with some of those guys that maybe people aren't really paying that much attention to. Or maybe they kind of forgot that they can actually make a difference. Alfred, thank you very much for the 499. Says, would you rather a lucky 9 or 10 wins with a bad team or lose a lot of games but show promise in the future? Look, I'd rather them 9 to 10 win games. I don't care how you win it. I don't care if you're slipping over a banana peel, okay? I don't care if you fall ass backwards into prosperity. A win is a win. Nobody cares. Like, nobody looked at that game, when Philly played the Atlanta Falcons or whatever like that, and Saquon tripped and all that kind of stuff, and nobody looked at that like, oh man, if they would have won that game, like nobody cares, man. They still end up going to the Super Bowl. All you need is a chance. All you need is an opportunity. A wide right field goal can catapult you to the next round of the playoffs. A fumble recovery can, like, who cares? Like, rack them up. If you can make it to the postseason, everybody has a chance. Everybody has a chance, folks. Everybody has a chance. Doesn't matter how it happens. All right. I don't care how sexy a 9 or a 10 win is. I don't care. You shouldn't either. Saints win 13 and 3. I want to say the year that they went to the Super Bowl. Can somebody please tell me, how did they win a couple of them games? Like a couple of them games they had no business winning. Y'all remember that game against the Miami Dolphins? Miami Dolphins were cooking the Saints. There was a couple of games like they should have lost, but they found ways to win. They won 13 games. They went 13 and 3. And guess what? They went to the Super Bowl and won that thing. So I don't care how you get to 9 to 10 wins. But, if it was the other way around, I wouldn't be upset with that either. I think that would make Saints fans optimistic about the future. If they winning, games are showing fight and moxie and grit, but at the same time, it could be, a foreshadow of things to come. Because if you think about it, I think about Brandon Staley when he first became the head coach of the Chargers. They were close in games and they always came down to one possession and they always lost. And that was kind of his reputation as a head coach. Close, but no cigars. So if you win in football games, I don't care how you win them, bro. I don't care how you win them. Because the Washington Commanders, like a lot of their games, like came down nip tuck last minute. Look how fortunate I am. Oh, they missed the field goal. Oh, Jaden Daniels getting the ball back. Nobody cares at the end of the day, man. All people care about is wins and losses. Shout out to Jerry King, Arthur, Dalton, Pammy, Whammy, and all the viewers. Yeah, shouts out to everybody here, man. Shouts out to you, and all of you that checked out the State of the Saints podcast. And I encourage you to check out the very first episode of the State of the NFL that will premiere on tomorrow on the YouTube channel, youtube.com, search State of the NFL. We'll be talking about quarterbacks who found new homes. How will they fare out? Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Justin Fields, and so many other quarterbacks, that are going to be starters this season. How are they going to pan out? We're also going to be talking about a old familiar name among Saints fans. Trey Hendrickson still has no contract. still has no new contract with the Cincinnati Bengals. What the hell are they thinking? Are they going to pay him? We'll get into that too. And the Philadelphia Eagles, will they repeat as Super Bowl champions? So those are going to be the first topics on the brand new State of the NFL podcast hosted by yours truly. So come on over and talk a little bit of sports with your boy. We're going to have a good time. Excited about the new project. And if you love the State of the Saints podcast and you love sports, you'll love State of the NFL. So I'm looking forward to doing that first episode on tomorrow. Be sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com, search the State of the Saints podcast. And also you can check me out on X at TJAYJones8. And shouts out to all the people that came in late. If you came in early, you enjoyed the entire show, thank you so much. Till next time, all I got to say is, who dat?
Thank you for listening to my daddy's podcast. Please subscribe to our channel.
All I got to say is, who dat?